like what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyways. I don't think we should be celebrating people having babies out of wedlock. Honestly speaking, I do think a part of it is very irresponsible and also very selfish. Hear me out. In this economy, couples can barely get by. Couples can barely get by, let alone you just having like unplanned and just going reckless and go like, I just don't understand why we celebrating it. I really don't understand why we celebrating it, because oftentimes you just putting yourself so much further back in the poverty line, and that baby is gonna grow up into like some really bearable and conditions that he possibly or probably should not have been grown into. You know, like, I just feel like we should just hold ourselves to a higher standard, especially to my men out there. Bro, there should be no reason why you having two baby moms. Like, why do you have two baby moms, bro? Why? Like, seriously speaking, why do you have, like, first of all, it's hard enough as it is for a lot of women to find a good man. And these are single women with no kids. Now you just made two women have such a big baggage that's going to make it so much more harder for them to find a more suitable partner. Like, we just got to hold ourselves to a higher standard, bro. Like, honestly speaking, let's really call a spade a spade. We need to stop glorifying this whole baby mama culture and all that. It's not cute. It's really not cute.
Is that not like considered like a serious thing anymore? Now, I can't call this baby mama culture because it takes two to tango. So I'm going to call this broken family culture. I feel like there's an epidemic right now of a lot of people having babies and a lot of people getting pregnant with no real thought of having like a family structure in mind. It's almost as if people are getting pregnant to prove a point or to try to keep somebody around. It's weird. It's weird. I'm not talking about the people who like they were in a relationship or they were married or something like that, and they ended up having a baby with the person and it just didn't end up working out because, like a lot of people say, babies change the dynamic of a relationship, but the people still try to co-parent. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people that are purposely procreating with someone in no hopes to have a family. And then either the father leaves or the mother tails off, or it's just a really fucked up environment that you're bringing a child to, and you knew you were bringing that child into that environment. And as a woman, I obviously think about pregnancy from a woman's perspective of before, during, and after. That is a lot to put your body and your mind and overall yourself through, just for anybody and anything. And I also feel like we are in a day of age where there are people that are getting pregnant, or women that are getting pregnant just to secure a bag. And they don't care how many baby daddies. They're looking at these kids as money. They're looking at them as money. And it's weird. And then the dad is not even looking at the kid at all because he don't want to be in the child's life at all. And it's like no one's thinking about what this can do to like their child in these situations, purposely creating these messed up environments for your child where they have to go back and forth between parent. And that's if the parents even like each other or care enough about each other to not argue, to not be spiteful, to just not be, you know, a certain way towards the other parent where it interferes with the relationship with the child. The Joy Chavez and Andrea Michelle situation is one of those that you can kind of look at and kind of see this. More so the Jalen Green part. And I'm not going to say I don't know why. I know why y'all trying to say like, oh, Jalen, she this, she that. That boy don't care. That boy know and he don't care. This is probably someone that he's been wanting to mess with since he was younger or whatever. And he finally got to that pinnacle where he could do that. Andrea for sure don't give a damn because y'all know she want that bag at the end of the day. But just because you can financially, let me say this again, just because you can financially take care of a child does not mean you can mentally or emotionally and physically support that child in the way that they need to be supported. You can especially take Nick Cannon for an example and all them damn kids and baby mamas that he has. And it's just like he is going on tour and trying to repopulate the world. And I just think it's just crazy. And it's like, then people always want to say, oh, well, you know, the Bible means be fruitful. And yeah, be fruitful with one partner or at least somebody that you're married to. You going to the forest and you being fruitful with every damn body. That's not what the Bible is talking about. And I want y'all to stop using the Bible to justify y'all messed up actions, bro. Stop doing that. And I'm not going to even start on how a lot of y'all barely got your damn self, let alone you got a child. I'm not going to start on that. I'm also not going to start on how y'all think gentle parenting means not parenting your child at all. That's a different conversation for a different day. All in all, baby, close your legs, or at least think before you open your legs up about the actual outcome that comes along with opening them legs up.
Baby mama, baby daddy culture is so normalized nowadays that people will literally look at you sideways if you say that you want to be engaged, married, or anything on the lines of that. The first thing that comes out of their mouth is, oh, he's gonna cheat, and marriage is nothing but a piece of paper. It's actually not. Marriage is a union between you and your partner, and y'all stand before God and the state, declaring your love for each other and declaring that you guys will always stick with each other. You guys are united. So it's more than just a piece of paper. You got women in the media right now, fuck my baby dad, fuck my baby dad. You got men in the media saying, fuck that bitch, I nut on her face, and you know what I'm saying? Just nasty, disrespectful stuff. Nobody is promoting love. Nobody is promoting unity. Nobody is promoting marriage. Nobody is promoting foundation. Nobody is promoting being with your fucking family. Baby mama, baby daddy culture is all about making the black man and the black woman no longer united, okay?
Hey everybody, and thanks for tuning in to my channel once again. So after showing all the clips that I showed, because I started to show more than the 3 that you saw already, but I was trying not to drag the video that much more longer. Anyways, maybe if we were to, as a race, as the Black American race, prioritize marriage first, then having kids, well, let me go into even more detail. Maybe if we were to court like we used to back in the days of our parents, especially our grandparents, before we were to have kids, first court a person or win a person, after that get engaged to that person, marry that person, then have kids. Just maybe there will be less abortion clinics in the Black American communities. On top of that, there will be way less homes in the Black American community that will be led by only single mothers. Not only that, but there will possibly be way less STD clinics in the Black American communities if we did things right in that order. And especially if we waited on the Most High according to his timing, whenever he felt it was right to meet our ideal person and having kids by that ideal person, instead of us always wanting to speed up things, so to speak, instead of us always wanting to take matters into our very own hands. Just maybe. And then not only that, I thought about this too, maybe there will be more Black American physicians, more Black American attorneys, engineers, if we also prioritize being more financially stable. Of course, marrying, once we were to get to the point where we were financially stable enough to take care of not only ourselves but our spouse, or at least help take care of our spouse, women that is, and then be able to provide for our kids. But how things are run in our community, things are just so tacky and backwards to the point where it's not even funny. And not only that, but you hear so many recorded artists, so many rappers, from rappers, so many rappers to athletes, even actors. Because think about when you look at shows such as Love and Hip Hop or Basketball Wives, how they look at that as something to be proud of, the women on those shows, even the men on those shows. Because a big part of it is due to us men being sexually irresponsible, how we look at that as the true personification of being a man. Well, fellas, I know this may ruffle some feathers, but having multiple kids by multiple women is not the true definition of being a real man. Instead, that's immaturity. Immaturity along with sexual irresponsibility. And whether you know it or not, men, to all my gentlemen, my black brothers I'm referring to, those women who take pride in having your kid, especially when you have kids scattered all across town, only look at you as a liability in the long run. And on top of that, for you women, because you're just as guilty. For some of you who may feel like it's no difference in man to man, because you could face the same kind of issues, still get cheated on, either if you were the married man, didn't have either his kids or kids. Where women, whether you know this or not, once you were to marry him, even if things don't go as planned, if they go left and you have the eventual file for divorce, well, you will get so much compensation. First and foremost, you will get child support. Second of all, you will get rewarded alimony. And if your husband, your ex-husband, was to have died before you were to die, you will also get most of his life insurance pension, although that will be split up amongst some of his family members as well. So there is benefits in the long run to marrying first ladies instead of having kids. But a lot of you would just let this fall on deaf ears due to how, for the most part, you also feel like you would be made fun of if you did things in the exact fashion that I would suggest by your girl, if not by your girlfriends, ladies. A lot of you fellas feel the same exact way too, that you will be made fun of amongst your homeboys if you believe in courting a woman, after that proposing to her, marrying her before having kids, and then having kids after courting, being engaged to her, and married. Anyways, make sure to like, share, comment, last but not least, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'm out.